okayfm 101.7.
Okay, 101.7 so ini na yenko enuma na yane
okayfm
Honorable Ekow Assafuah MP for Old Tafo entwetwe enkomo. Honorable memo a channel pay.
Kwabe. Kubo for abafio.
Na eja ye ma ho adwo kakra. Hwe, wo ko primary ni se wo ko we ni nya asam keto. Ekasa yache. Na mra se begem etise wo ko wura hoyi.
Well, na me country as the process here. Kotofofo. Na boche na yesu ande kakra. Because yeah there penyufone wo no director for say me for say you say me say just say they are building you for the future. So you know what I say, a very lovely place to be, especially when you are willing to learn. Na budget from ye. Na de ose ne le boa no yetumi aye de aboa.
Meda sepa na yewura Sammy Gyamfi we communication officer edema NDC amanyuko no. Ena eja Supreme Court say yebuate wi a comments are free, facts are sacred. Na wosi comment bi a o make fa na se bedwa ho efa eye sa na anu ada appointment committee of parliament gi nkofo bi tu mu se on form mra ma se bedwa na mo ni wo ntum no sa problem no wosi ma se bedwa fo emfre Sammy Gyamfi emra na asem your conference speaker ho no enye na wuje asemi uchire mu sei
Kwame we meta wase ne akwanya wodi amami na menfa akwanya so enchia meta siaso for Old for constituency for nyina na no kre wo mu ne se sete nyina enim no se o mampanyin fofo bia yeso ni ina as per the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, Article 78, Uwe Mwakunya se ubeyi Assafuah ono mubedi juma. Na uyi Assafuah ni wia. Yemna apona so chese wadi beko mrashibijam. Na mrashibijam for ewa parliament. Omo ama sa approve no ama sanko for awa yi omo no. Wati mi eno maye juma. Na we no Ekow so said the no check pepe na bra we no you say the national communication officer Sammy Gyamfi wakotro bibi e dia to from Facebook me kan ade no a mentiase na ma men set the distinction clear me interested in whatever he said about a minority leader. And I'm also not interested in anything that he said about Omochi Faith. My interest, and also the crux of my argument, is centered around the Speaker of Parliament. Kwame, the Speaker of Parliament is the Chief Executive Officer of the legislative arm of government. Or no, and yet the embodiment of the legislature. In fact, only holding the third highest office in this country by virtue of the fact that we are Speaker of Parliament. Now, Oko church on someone, a Parliament, who be goofy. It will be a friend of privileges committee. You feel no baby you want to say someone what kind you know. A year as a and now which na hope say as now kind you know. Won't you home free home? Now won't you home free home there? You need to provide evidences to that effect. And maybe somewhere around 2015, Kwame Obekaya, a year Professor Dodo, that time I feel na Ebola sense no papa. Emma Professor Dodo Kokan saying we say Parliament Jinaya Omasi say Yemfa international pharmaceutical company being Unauthorized. Now woman enko test and as some command for vaccine as far as Ebola is concerned. Some men on that parliament say we have not even recorded a single case of Ebola in Ghana. So why then do you go to Volta region to go and give people vaccines for disease that NPMO ever? Indeed, Professor Dodo on Joy News Kokan say, "Sabi, Jinaya Parliament Jinaya no, Ejana depa, and I say ignorant, so the kind of potoka se no, and my yetri no Jina Parliament. So only I know someone working. Bill, to near a friend of Black Rasta.
OKFM.
okayfm can be about the fact that about 80% of parliamentarians sorry we and I also privileges committee a friend now Kwame the changing in TTM say ukuta constitutional a year article 122 of the 1992 constitution. I'm not sure if I'll get your permission just to create the awareness for Ghanaian people. No, they're making. Article 122 no. Make one say no. Ne papem na ya be a general contempt. Or say an act or omission which obstructs or impedes Parliament in the performance of its functions, or which obstructs or impedes a member or officer of Parliament in the discharge of his duties, or affront the dignity of Parliament, or which tends either directly or indirectly to produce that result, is contempt of Parliament, or affronts the dignity of Parliament, or which tends either directly or indirectly to produce that result, is contempt of Parliament. Emphasis mine. Kwame, I say, Unya Kwan Susa share a year the standing orders of Parliament. Oshe Article 110, a Maho Kwan Parliament, baby, be a friend standing orders, but they are born Hobra. And the standing orders of Parliament, and so a year order 28. Kwame, Uridia. We say Article 122 no understanding of the far no in total. Where the bishop moha. If you share the last sentence one, it is an affront to the dignity of Parliament. Now, if you are okay, when more could see at standing order 30, no, clause 2. That is the government of my argument I'm making. One was it any act or omission which affronts the dignity of Parliament, or which tends either directly or indirectly to bring the name of Parliament into disrepute. Didn't you make us say, and I say Sammy Gyamfi now not shown somebody to say the Speaker of Parliament, or the Chief Executive Officer of Parliament, the embodiment of Parliament, and after the legislative arm of government. Now, Kase, Wareneji on his constitutional duty, and now thinking about his parochial interest, said the idea of Onon Kwayi G. Akoso, no way jai, the Ebeboa, a young man, because Okohe Appendix C of the standing orders one. The Speaker of Parliament swore 2 oaths. 1, the Speaker's oath, and 2, the oath of allegiance on the 7th of January, before the Chief Justice, at the Assembly of the People's Representatives, that is the people of Ghana. And he swore that oath, in fact, what happened in scene 1, the oaths are also clearly shows that he is now the Chief Executive Officer of the legislative arm of government and is going to protect the dignity of Parliament.
On our way. A bit so argument in say 1. You are right honorable Speaker Abansumana Kingsford Bagby. Obianim the political affiliation. The atosumi no. Eda also a woman in Sadano. Na ade ebeche ama Supreme Court the verdict no aba. Fine. Etika obetimi atwen wabofo anipa bi wisu say he could have hastened slowly. Nanka Supreme Court the verdict ne ba se beto ha se beto ano nanka mawu de omudeko we kura wo koye ya wo so e omu yi e nanka verdict ne ba ne yese nke emfa de ne mama ha ma ne enya renrana so yi hu enti e wono na bi mu se Sammy Gyamfi okura bi sun bi a wo point pa e no te say
Kwame, standing orders of parliament, HAPF, the Speaker of Parliament does not involve himself in debate on the floor of Parliament. Just on Fanaho and Kaho, the Parliament a debater. And the Speaker of Parliament is also need to me over the House of Parliament necessarily, and can say because this is what the House wants on what between I can say Debbie. It is supposed to be a motion. A member of Parliament ever story in one movie. Say it's either we adjourn the House till tomorrow, and I say adjourn. Now so the movie it needs secondment. So secondment no ama. That is when a bayer speaker no prerogative say and yes idea. Let me have a voice vote. Yes. No. And he put the question. Say, for those of us are here in favor of moving the house journey to the next day, we should say here. And here nearby. And almost so I'm say yen to answer that almost no. And also no nearby. Now the standard orders say in instances where we be say here no the difference be any who the way we need or see a kotwaba into the kaya that night no then na koto aba one by one say is either say one way in favor say sebe yem postponing setting no fan the next day which is there be mark judgment no and also almost omunye in favor say me postpone no yento aba no and omo say yento so near approve all the nominees that night no every year. So that is not the fault of the Speaker of Parliament. The Speaker of Parliament did not have a casting vote one to aba a parliamentarians na what floor of Parliament no any to aba. So it is impossible and irrational for anybody to put the blame at the doorstep of the Chief Executive Officer of Parliament. I don't think that makes a requirement. And someone, Sammy Gyamfi can say, Speaker of Parliament, and what say a Chinubitna a yet privileges committee, then about the House of Parliament. Nobody in one because if our leader, who is the Speaker of Parliament, so are reneging on his constitutional duty, I feel it is an affront to the dignity of Parliament as per Standing Order 32, as per Article 122 of the 1992 Constitution, as to Standing Order 28, which is general contempt. And so, in my belief, there was a minister, Sammy Gyamfi, yet in the Parliament. Nobody in one, and some more Kayano, Sebi, a dance here, and say. Because medical as a minority leader there in the party will not come once. I don't have a problem with that. Medical culture say Muntaka, who is the chief whip, also the internal party as a Naoka. I don't have a problem with that. But when somebody is elected as a Speaker of Parliament, he sees it in principle, practically, irrespective of party or free buy, to be doing the bidding of that particular political party, really, because now he is there as a symbol and embodiment of the legislative arm of government, as per the order or swear on the 7th of January.
okayfm 101.7.
Now, Mami Musadia we say Parliament now say Parliament am fresh Sammy Gyamfi. Biribi wo wa ebi a individual member of the Parliament no mobetumi aye.
Well, Kwame, I am Parliament no ja me ko honche. Nyamum kakra me nim they say in instances like this, you move a motion. And we bumpire say me adoma watchna and a State of the Nation of address. Me adoma watchna on the floor of Parliament. Me am sorry regional menaso. na me movie the motion say Sammy Gyamfi, even though the privileges committee has not been duly constituted yet anyway, but I'm moving the house that it should be the first item on the table of the privileges committee when it is duly formed and as a duly constituted. Now what it means is that after you move the motion, you are now calling for the support of the house. And now honorable Yarega movie a motion say government should absorb and answer by entire tertiary student school fees, or movie motion area, the house debated it. Similarly, so the movie motion area, the house will debate it after I have given reasons why he should be called or he should be held before the privileges committee. Now, when the house debates and there is some amount of unanimity, and as a majority of the house members believe, say the points that I have raised are germane, and indeed, Sammy Gyamfi's comments are affront to the dignity of Parliament, either directly or indirectly. Then, what it means is that the Speaker of Parliament and as the House will now refer the matter to the Privileges Committee. Then, Privileges Committee, then they will now make recommendations. Because whatever the Privileges Committee may decide, and the final, it is recommendations to the House. And the House will now approve or otherwise the recommendations of the Privileges Committee. And so that will be the end of the procedure in Parliament as far as such motions are concerned. Once the Parliament procedure, in any time that you want to move a motion, you must have normally given a 48-hour notice before it could be debated. But the same standing orders also say in instances when things like general contempt, you don't need to give notice. You can just rise on the floor of Parliament when you have your leader's approval. Rise on the floor of Parliament without giving a 48-hour notice for it to be debated, because a general contempt as the standing orders. You move it on the floor of Parliament if all things being equal, that you advance the argument why we think that you should be called or you should be held before the Privileges Committee.
Mami Musa, we be in Kase, Ekow Vincent, no, honorable, what about Parliament didn't oppose the tenenka, and why should they show, sir?
Kwame, we, my constitution, home so much so.
Who's that?
Standing orders. Emrano Juma. I mean, from 1992, we started the dispensation of the democracy. Emrano Juma said, "You train Professor Dodu, the regional parliament. You train Blackwester, regional parliament." No similar accusations about the fact that no more Makikano, my parliament. I don't think that anybody should be able to make such comments, especially when I'm quoting the laws. Laws now, the people of Ghana, and because the framers of this constitution did this, and the Assembly made sure that this is approved by the Assembly of the People's Representatives in 1992. Say, young family of Brass, the normal or parliament, normal executive, normal judiciary, normal other state organizations. It is regulated by the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. See, we are opening the Pandora for a lot of people to say everything or anything just against the Parliament and I said the Speaker of Parliament, which will not assist and I said which will not help us to be able to make sure we maintain the dignity and I said the integrity of the House of Parliament. So I disagree with anybody who makes such proposition.
And yet, Medase pa na masenya mpaso de ama wade nyinam na ye wofa se dwon yie no so wate won poposo.
Oh, Kwame. Asemi no bossy. It has been one of the tragedies you really said intimate fear. But unfortunately for us, because of COVID, still now no say no ma that's so conco. And you both trade jump on your copon pay say baby a papa no obiano trade jump on your copon. One funny currency he has meant for the whole lot of people. Now there me say
my mema wa there who cast a more primaries no. And Saturday na more to about tafono.
Yes.
Me we a program no and we free.
Yes.
Nto free no say na wo he. Na so wofa afa me we program no me me teba bi na me wofa ase no wo wini. Emu odin so ono no obewini. Nti no akina free me na me ma wo said the results obewini.
Yes.
Oh.
No. Maybe really, I think it was one of his happiest day in life. Now, the part of the Kwame, he is not here to see me as a member of parliament.
Oh!
Because of Assafuah, Accra, the way I was Nante Park, Jumfoma, the palace, everybody saying, I ran to someone. But
who's that only fear or medals on?
Say, Benny, mammy, fear on one. Also, Catcher was say, Sammy, and I may miss a dear. Now, said the member may a topanoa. When you share grandpa or qua, my money be not the opportunity. I mean, these were some of the things a man unya, and that's say, I take on for bad year, not Buanamana be the MP. Because at the point when he was nobody, I mean, some people held him in Okayfm come home, and people who doesn't really know the story will not know why. Sabi obedi mechi with all kind of love and all kind of support, and he said he's nowhere to be found this time. I'm sure that by now he would have been so happy to see the plant noir, and I said the abana would do if he see in a way he wanted. That's
Madam would be say Senka Supreme Court was semi park ye. Now, Mahamano, Mechana no paper papa, and now me castle dinner or full famano. I couldn't Mahamadi open full. Na when you would na do any
I can't see my chairman in John Muhammad, who on so he also be a
Besaba. Oh, and yes, I nipa rebel crowd do. Oh, bye bye. Bye. Okay, 101.7 is so any honorable Ekow Vincent Assafuah Rasha begin with Noma Otafo constituency.
OKFM 101.7.